and welcome to hopefully another edutaining episode of Create Simple Meals. Today, well, you know, our only 3 rules we have here is you must have passion, you must have patience, and you must be willing to practice. So today we're going to do the ultimate salmon croquette. Little backstory behind this. I did this a while ago, actually maybe about a year or 2 ago. Me and my cousin was on the phone talking about it. And I came up with this idea of doing a salmon croquette with crawfish and sausages all in it. We don't have no crawfishes here in Southern California this time of year, so we're going to use shrimp, which is what I mentioned the last time we did it. Another thing I'm feeling nostalgic about this show about is because when I first did this recipe, it was at my cousin, one of my favorite cousin's house. I love this dude, but I don't like this dude all the time. Anyway, after I get back home, my late Uncle John was asking for salmon croquette. And my aunt had passed prior to that, a couple of months before, and she did most of the cooking. So my cousin tells his dad, he was like, hey, John Vernon, that's my government name, got this YouTube show you can watch. He talked too much, but you can find a good croquette recipe on there. So that kind of made me feel good. Anyway, so I put a message out to the viewers asking y'all, what did y'all want me to cook this week? And one of the results came back was salmon croquette. So I decided to revisit my salmon croquette meal. So the first thing we're going to do is brown off some of these sausages. I already got the oil in the pan and it's heating up. And while we're doing that, I'm going to make this with a remoulade sauce. Now, one of the viewers made a comment they're not a big fan of mayonnaise. This remoulade sauce does come with mayonnaise. However, you can make this with horseradish oil, put it in the blender, and you emulsify it with all the same ingredients, and you're going to emulsify it to give it that I guess creamy-like texture that you normally would get from mayonnaise. But we're going to do ours the traditional way. So while we're waiting on that, what we're going to go ahead and do, oh, speaking of Erica, there she goes. That's the one that made the comment. So, boy, I tell you. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to get started with this remoulade sauce. We got about a cup and a quarter of mayo sitting right here, and we're going to add into that about a quarter cup of Dijon mustard or Creole mustard preferred. To that, you're going to sit here and add maybe about, I don't know, let's go with a teaspoon or so of hot sauce. And I'm going to tell you right now, that same cousin I was just talking about, he bought me this hot sauce. Y'all know about Old Bay. Anyway, he bought me this Old Bay hot sauce, and I'm going to use that one in today's recipe. Add into that some minced garlic, and we're going to add in a couple of capers. I don't need the caper juice necessarily, but let me get me a couple of these here capers. Now you don't have to put the capers. I just kind of like that briny taste in mine, but you don't have to put the capers. And then we're going to put in maybe a tablespoon or so of tablespoon of paprika. And after I mix this all up, we're going to go ahead and add in some Creole seasoning. Let's go ahead and get that a nice mix. And while we're mixing that, we're going to keep watching these sausages because we don't want them to burn too bad. Actually, while we're doing the sausage, what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and add in these red onions. So this recipe going to have red onions in it as well as green onions. So let's go ahead and mix them all in there. Turn these down just a smidge and get back to mixing up this remoulade sauce. And then to that, we want to add in maybe about a teaspoon or so of Creole seasoning. Now, all the recipes are on createsimplemeals.com, so visit that, type in ultimate salmon croquette, and it is on there. Now, on the recipe that I have on the site, it mentions, I'm going to put this in the refrigerator, let this cool down. It mentions crawfish, but as I told you, today we ain't got no crawfish, we don't have any crawfish, so we're going to go ahead and use some shrimp. Get that on mixed up in there. Let me see, can I do double duty here? Oh, appreciate y'all all for tuning in. Hey, April, Yolanda, Ashlyn, I'm trying to check in between mixing and matching over here. All right. We're going to go ahead and let that cook down a little bit. Now, for your salmon, on the recipe, when you go on the website, it says 2 cans of salmon. And I left it that way, but I'm going to tell you right now, when I did that recipe last time, it was way too much for a family of 3, especially when only 2.5 of us really eat fish. Because by the time you add in your sausage, your crawfish, or your shrimp, this meal is going to start spreading out. So last time I had this with a salad, I'm probably going to eat this as it is tonight. And for lunch tomorrow, I'm probably going to take me some salmon burgers and just mess up the whole office. If you like wine, now, you don't pay me, but I like this. This is me and my other cousin's favorite wine. It's a sparkling Pinot Grigio. And the one I'm drinking is by Contadino. Get it from Trader Joe's. But I saw it one time when I was out shopping. I said, got some sparkling Pinot Grigio. That sounds different. So I tried it, and I liked it, and there it is. All right, go ahead and put these green onions in there. And then I'm going to go ahead and set this mixture off to the side for a hot spell. So I can go ahead and cook these shrimp. Now, that good old juices and oils is all in there. You're going to keep that in there because that's what you're going to use to go ahead and do these shrimp in. Put a little Creole seasoning in there. And all you're doing is just cooking these until they just start turning pink. You do not, and I say this every time I do shrimp on here, you do not want to go full bore with the shrimp because you are going to roll these things into the salmon mixture and you're going to make the salmon pats and you're going to fry them. So you don't want to overcook the shrimp because ain't nothing worse than rubbery shrimp. So let's just go on, mix these up here. And then once that's done, we're going to go ahead and top them right on in there. All right, you got it. I'm going to make you one too. Now, even though it's not low carb. So once we get all these shrimp cooked up, we're going to mix it up with a little bit of panko breadcrumbs. You don't have to use panko. I like, when I first designed this, I used panko. I just like that extra crunch that Japanese breadcrumbs give you. If you can't find panko, you don't have to use it. You can use regular old breadcrumbs. That's just something I prefer. Get on in there, cook. Let me grab a little more oil in this thing. Again, for those of you that cook over flames, don't do what I do on this show when I'm doing grease and stuff. This is an induction burner, and I don't want nobody out there burning up their house. All right, so I know this camera ain't the clearest, but if you can see, they are just now starting to get pink. Oh, you know what? Erica just made a good comment. I checked the ROS. Yes, Greek yogurt would be a great substitute. You know what? See, these minds be collaborating. That's what Create Simple Meals is all about. Yes, using Greek yogurt or sour cream would do the trick as well if you just don't like mayonnaise. Let's go ahead and put these shrimp off to the side. And that's pretty much it for that, folks. Now, let's go ahead, grab out our salmon mixture. And I guess I'm going to need this in a minute, but I can move it to the side for right now. We're going to grab out our salmon mixture. And we're going to go ahead and mix all that right on up in there. So now, I know y'all done seen a million people's recipes on salmon croquette, and they always tell you take the bones out. I hope this ain't the one day I end up choking on camera. I ain't never took the bones out, and I don't plan on doing it today. The way they pressure steam these salmon patties, in my humble opinion, you do not need to need to take those bones out. Them bones are so disintegrated, plus give you a nice little texture to it. But if you're not good with that, then go ahead and take them out. All right, so For the salmon croquette, you saw we already browned off the sausages. We cooked the shrimp. We put off some of the red onions in there. Now we're gonna mix it all together. So we're gonna add into that just a little bit more Creole season. To that, we want to add in a little bit of Worcestershire. I always get that wrong. And some more of this hot sauce. And we're going to mix that together. And while y'all watching me mix this, please don't forget to go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you're on YouTube. Hit that notification bell so you know that we are on. Like and follow us on Facebook, and please follow us on Instagram. Don't forget to tap into us on TikTok, and for this recipe and all other recipes, please visit CreateSimpleMeals.com. Email me at askme@CreateSimpleMeals.com. Hit that chat button if you're on there, and please share this video with your friends and family. Go ahead, let me get me a... Yolanda, you say you like that Old Bay? The Old Bay hot sauce, it's unique. I mean, it does taste like the Old Bay seasoning, so I like it. And I ain't gonna lie, my family's go-to hot sauce. And if Maisha on here, I don't want to hear from you today. My family's go-to hot sauce is Crystal. You know, we love us some Crystal hot sauce, and I buy it by the liter whenever I buy it. But today I said, you know what? Since I was thinking about my cousin and my uncle and my family in general, I decided to use the hot sauce that my cousin gave me. I hate these dadgum gloves when it's humid outside because they get to sticking on your hands. I'm going to get them on there eventually. All right. Now, we're going to add an egg to this just to get this to bind properly. Now, I'll be honest. I have done this without an egg. It struggles to hold up, but it will hold up. And you just want to lightly beat that egg, add it on into that mixture. And that should be enough for what we need to do. We're going to keep on mixing that on up in there. Oh, April, you are cooking with me? You know what? Well, it's too late now because I can't get to the feed. I was going to say, you should have sent a request, and I would have had you on the show while we're doing it. So, folks, every now and again, I will pre-put up the ingredients. And if you do want to cook along with me, let me know, and I will add you into the show. All right, let's go ahead and add in some panko breadcrumbs. Now, for the breadcrumbs, about a half a cup or so. You can eyeball it. I mean, it's one of them things. I mean, y'all been eating salmon croquette all your life, most of y'all, so you know how it's done. Meantime, dadgummit. All right. Now, but just a little bit more breadcrumbs in there. Either I'm going to add another egg to get it to hold properly. And the way you want to test it, you can just basically just grab it and see if it clumps together. And if it's holding, see, can I give you a better shot? If it holds like that, then you're more or less good. Now I'm going to add another egg, and I'm going to tell you why. Because these shrimp are whole shrimp. And because I know it's going to fight with me, I'm going to go ahead and do what I got to do. But for those of you who got keen eyes, yeah, I did drop an eggshell in there. That's what I'm trying to make sure it don't get up in there. All right, we're going to mix this all in. Now, let me grab me a plate. Because what you want to do now, we don't have to. But what I'm going to do now is, in addition to that, I'm going to go ahead, grab my ice cream scooper, and I'm going to roll them in more panko breadcrumbs. Uh-oh, see how that fell apart? Exactly what I was hoping didn't happen. We're going to fix it, trust me. Add a little bit more in there. And let's get this nice and rounded. And now we can press it on in there. Now, because this is not like normal crab, I almost said crab cake, same difference. Salmon patties, you are going to have to keep adjusting because all this meat is going to need, there we go. It was just you that want to act stupid. Okay. Sorry, folks, I do talk to my food sometimes. Put that one there. Now, let's go ahead, move this out of my way, give me a hand I can work with, and get our fire back on. So, just like you always do, take a little bit of oil, put in your pan. I don't like deep fried salmon patties. So I don't like a whole bunch of oil in my pan. I know some people put enough for it to come up on the side of the what am I trying to say, salmon patty. I don't like that. I like a lighter texture with mine. So I put just enough oil to basically help me sear this patty together. Get these on packed up in there. While this heating up, all right. And we're going to gently lay that down in there. And while I'm at it, I might as well, I forgot she said she wanted me to make her one. I got one for me and the baby. The baby. Now she got me talking like her. I got one for me and my daughter. I need to get one for her. All right. Damn it, took that glove off. This is a struggle of my life, folks, because believe me, this is not for the show. I cook with gloves on a regular basis because it's not so much for the it is for the sanitation, but primarily I just hate the feeling of food on my hands. Get that nice and compacted and put that one right on in there. And then while I'm at it, let me go ahead and make one more. All right, man. Put that one right there. We're going to go and let them cook to one side, and we're going to flip them over. Hey, Gina, how's everything going? Appreciate you for tuning in. I took my glasses off, Adrian, so I can't read your comment. What'd you say? Oh, but tell Ann bring you one to the office tomorrow. Now, you know good and well Ann going to sleep during her lunch. All right. Now, this is the part, folks, where we sit here and wait, and I catch up on comments, and I try and answer whatever y'all done said in the last 10 minutes while these salmon patties is go ahead and cooking, and I catch up on my wine, because I will drink no wine before it's time. Let's see. Put my glasses back on. Again, folks, for the full recipe, because I know I ran through it. I know some of y'all are used to me putting the recipe up on the show. Visit CreateSimpleMeals.com, type in Ultimate Salmon Croquette, and the full recipe is on there. Go ahead and flip this over. Made that one hold a little bit better. That first one, as you see, crumbled apart. Other one's gonna hold, but that first one, it's kind of like when I make pancakes, which I absolutely hate making pancakes, but I said I might do a month of breakfast shows. My first pancake, every time I make pancakes, is the pancake that breaks up. Is anybody else out there like that? Because every time I make pancakes, I don't care if I'm using the griddle, the stove, whatever I do it on, that first pancake is going to tear up. And I think I'm going to have to need just me a little bit more oil in here. Give me 1 second, folks. Do me a favor, bring me that oil out of there. All right. Sorry about that, people. I keep getting put out the shot. Grab, where my plate at? This that part where you be looking like, I keep saying one of these days, if I didn't live so far from most people I personally know, where I'd have me a studio audience. But gonna move that one right there. Cause that dead space, I appreciate y'all sticking with me, but I know that dead space, let them keep on cooking. That dead space is like, man, I'm not gonna watch this dude sit here and wash his hands all that day. But sometimes I do get in my own head. Oh, real quick, so I can let y'all know about next week. Next week, I'm taking a break off from live because I got to travel. But I did do a show. So I don't know if any of y'all are familiar with Snoop Dogg's famous fried chicken. But next week's show, I'm going to air the Snoop Dogg's famous fried chicken. I did it 2 ways. I like it. But I'm going to present that recipe next week. All right, let's go ahead and get to the program at hand. So just to recap, we did do what I call the ultimate salmon croquette. So first off, we browned off a little bit of andouille sausage, added in some red onions, let those cook for a while, threw in some green onions, took them out. Today we use shrimp instead of the crawfish, because we couldn't find any crawfish here in Southern California. Mixed those up, and then we mixed that all into a patty with a little bit of Worcestershire sauce, hot sauce, a little bit of garlic seasoning, egg and a panko to bind it all together. For the sauce, we did a remoulade, basic remoulade sauce. Is it remoulade or remoulade? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Basic remoulade sauce of some mayonnaise, some caper, some Dijon mustard, a little bit of hot sauce, Creole seasoning, and some garlic. So we're going to go ahead, put just a little bit of that on there. And as one of my favorite viewers said, you can, if you don't like mayonnaise, you can use Greek yogurt to substitute in this. All right, so let's go ahead and try this. April, are you still cooking? Are you done yet? If you can, I know you're cooking, so if you're cooking, you can type. Go and let me out. I just want to see how yours came out too. All right, let's go ahead and give this a taste. I'm gonna taste it first without the remoulade. Seasoned all the way through, not dry at all. Oh, I meant to say this earlier, because when you drain your salmon, save that liquid just in case it does get dry. Luckily, I didn't have to use it, but save that liquid. But seasoned all the way through, very tender. Let's try it with this remoulade sauce, which, let's see here. I was going to dab a little bit in that. The remoulade sauce give you a nice, tang to it. But again, if you're not a big fan of mayonnaise, because you are going to have not necessarily the taste of mayonnaise, but the texture is definitely going to be there. As Erica mentioned, you can use Greek yogurt. You can also, same recipe for the remoulade, which is also on the Create Simple Meals website. Take out the mayonnaise, add in oil, actually add in about a quarter cup of oil, and put it in the blender and emulsify the entire mixture with a little bit of horseradish, and that'll give you the same or similar consistency to make the remoulade if you just really can't stomach the taste of the remoulade, of the mayonnaise. But please, I want y'all to go ahead and play with this. Give me ideas. To be honest, this is my first time doing it with shrimp. The first 2 times I did it, I did do it with crawfish. The shrimp works just as fine. I will say this. If I was to do it with shrimp again, full disclosure, I would cut the shrimp in half. I know it's a lot of work, but cutting it in half will make it blend better into your sauce from the first couple of, the first patty, how it was falling apart. So I would definitely cut those shrimp in half if I was going to do this in the future, if you can't get crawfish, which are already kind of tiny. As always, folks, remember, we're here on Create Simple Meals. We only have 3 rules. You must have passion, you must have patience, and you must be willing to practice. So until next week, where again we will be premiering the Snoop Dogg's fried chicken copycat recipe. Please send me your ideas at askme@createsimplemeals.com. If you're on Facebook, you can always inbox me at createsimplemeals.com or on our YouTube channel. We will post this up on Instagram, and I will see y'all very soon.